Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
Have you ever bought something online? Maybe a book, a toy, or even food? Today, it's very easy. You just go to a website and click. But it wasn't always like this. Imagine a time when most shops were only in towns and cities. Then, one man had a big idea. This man was Jeff Bezos. He thought, what if there was a shop online with everything? It sounds crazy, right? A shop with millions of things, from books to TVs, all on the internet. This is the story of how Jeff Bezos made this idea real. He started small, in his garage in a town called Seattle. He worked very hard, day and night. Many people didn't believe in him. They said it was impossible. They said people would never buy things online. But Jeff Bezos didn't listen. He was smart, yes. But more than that, he was determined. He wanted to build a shop where you could find anything you wanted. And he did it. This shop became Amazon, the biggest online store in the world. This is not just about a shop. It's about a man with a big dream. It's about choices, hard work, and changing the world. Let's read the story of Jeff Bezos and how he built the everything store. Chapter 1. Jeff's Start. So, who was Jeff before Amazon? Let's go back to the beginning to see where Jeff's story starts. Jeff was born in a city called Albuquerque. Albuquerque is in New Mexico, a state in the United States. The date was the 12th of January, 1964. When Jeff was born, his name was Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen. His mother's name was Jacqueline Geis. She was very young when Jeff was born, only 17 years old. His father, Ted Jorgensen, was also young, just 19. Life was not always easy for Jeff's family at the start. Jeff's parents got divorced when he was very young. His mother, Jackie, was strong and wanted to make a good life for her son. She worked hard and went to night school. She even took baby Jeff with her to classes. Jackie wanted to learn and give Jeff a good future. Later, Jackie met a man named Miguel Bezos. Miguel was from Cuba. He came to America when he was a teenager. Miguel and Jackie fell in love and got married. Miguel became Jeff's stepfather. Jeff started to call him Dad. Miguel was a good man and a hard worker. He gave Jeff a stable home and a loving family. Jeff's last name changed from Jorgensen to Bezos. The Bezos family moved to Houston, Texas. Houston is a big city in Texas. Jeff went to school there. Even as a young boy, people could see that Jeff was special. He was very smart and very curious about everything. When Jeff was a child, he liked to take things apart. He wanted to know how things worked. He took apart his crib with a screwdriver. He just wanted to sleep in a bed, not a baby crib. This shows that Jeff was always independent and liked to do things his own way. At school, Jeff was very good at science and math. He loved to learn new things. One time, his school got a big computer. It was very new technology at that time. Jeff and his friends learned how to use it. They even learned how to write computer programs. This was the start of Jeff's love for computers and technology. Jeff's teachers noticed how focused he was. When he was interested in something, he would spend hours on it. He was not easily distracted. He was also competitive. He wanted to be the best. Jeff spent his summers with his grandparents in Texas. His grandfather, Pop Geis, owned a ranch. Jeff helped his grandfather with work on the ranch. He learned how to fix things and work hard outside. His grandfather taught him to be self-reliant and to solve problems. Jeff's early life was not always easy, but he had a strong mother, a good stepfather, and a curious mind. These early experiences helped to make Jeff Bezos the person he became. He was always learning, always working hard, and always dreaming big. This was just the start of his amazing journey to build Amazon and change the world. Chapter 2. Young Jeff's Dreams. When Jeff Bezos was a teenager, he moved to a sunny place called Miami, Florida. Miami was a big city with beaches and lots of people. Jeff went to a school called Miami Palmetto High School. It was a big school with many students. At school, Jeff was very good at some things. He joined the science club. In the science club, students did experiments and learned about the world. Jeff also joined the chess club. Chess is a game that needs a lot of thinking. These clubs show that Jeff liked to learn and think hard. But Jeff was not just in clubs. He was also very interested in computers. Computers were becoming more popular at this time. Jeff was excited about what computers could do. He liked to play with computers and learn how they worked. He even had a computer at home, an Apple II. This was a very early type of personal computer. Not everyone had a computer at home then, so Jeff was lucky. Jeff had big dreams for the future. He dreamed of being an inventor, like Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was a famous inventor who made the light bulb. Jeff wanted to create new things too. He liked to make gadgets. He built robots and other devices in his home. He was always thinking of new ideas. During the summer, when school was closed, Jeff did not just relax. He wanted to work and learn. One summer, he had a job at McDonald's. McDonald's is a famous restaurant that sells hamburgers. Jeff worked in the kitchen, cooking food. It was hard work, but he learned how to be fast and organized. Another summer, Jeff and his girlfriend Ursula started their own business. It was called the Dream Institute. It was like a summer school for younger kids. Jeff and Ursula taught kids about science and creative thinking. Even as a teenager, Jeff was already starting his own companies and teaching others. This shows he was always thinking about business and education. Jeff was also very competitive. He wanted to be the best in his class. He worked very hard at school to get good grades. He took many difficult classes. In the end, he became the best student in his class, called the valedictorian. This means he was number one. He even won an award called the Silver Knight Award. This award was for students who were not only smart but also helped their community. Even though Jeff was very serious about school and science, he also had a girlfriend, Ursula. He was a romantic boyfriend. For Ursula's birthday, he made a special game for her. It was a scavenger hunt. Ursula had to go to different places in Miami to find clues. It was a fun and creative way to celebrate her birthday. Young Jeff Bezos had big dreams. He loved science and computers. He wanted to invent new things and start businesses. He was smart, hardworking, and very determined. These teenage dreams were just the beginning for Jeff. They showed that he was going to do great things in the future. His time in high school was preparing him for the amazing journey ahead, building Amazon and becoming a very famous and rich man. His dreams were big, and he was ready to work hard to make them real. Chapter 3. The Big Idea. Jeff Bezos was working in a tall building in New York City. He had a good job in a company called D.E. Shaw. This company was about money and computers. Jeff was good at his job. But Jeff was also thinking about something new. The Internet. The Internet was very new in the 1990s. Not many people used it like we do today. It was not easy to understand. Many people did not see how important it could be. But Jeff was different. He looked at the Internet and saw something big. He saw the future. Jeff thought the Internet could change business. He saw that people could buy and sell things in a new way. He read some numbers about the Internet. These numbers were very surprising. They showed that the Internet was growing very, very fast. One number was especially amazing, 2,300%. This number showed how much bigger the Internet became in just 1 year. Jeff said later, "Things just don't grow that fast. It's highly unusual." This fast growth made Jeff think. He started to ask himself, what kind of business can work with this big growth? Jeff and his boss, David Shaw, talked about ideas. One idea was a store, but not a normal store. This would be a store on the Internet. They called it the Everything Store. This store would sell everything. You could buy anything you wanted online. But Jeff knew that everything was too big to start with. It was too much for one new company. So, he made a list. He wrote down 20 things he could sell online. He looked at things like clothes, music, and software. Then, one thing on the list stood out. Books. Jeff thought books were a good idea to start with. Why books? There were many reasons. First, books are easy to send. You can put a book in a box and mail it. It is not like furniture or food that can break or go bad. Second, there are many, many books in the world. More books than in any normal store. Jeff learned there were about 3 million books that were printed and ready to sell. This was a very big number. Third, people like to buy books. People read for fun, for work, and to learn new things. Books are important to many people. Jeff thought, with so many books, I can make a store online that is bigger than any store in a town. People can find any book they want. This was a new and exciting idea. Nobody had really done this before. Yes, there were some small websites that sold books online, but nobody had made a big online bookstore. Jeff Bezos decided to make this big online bookstore. He would not start with everything. He would start with books. But this was just the beginning. This big idea of selling books online was the first step. It was the start of something very, very big. It was the start of Amazon. Chapter 4. Building Amazon. After Jeff had his big idea, he needed to start building his company. He didn't have a big office or lots of money. He started in his garage. Yes, really. He and his wife, Mackenzie, worked hard in their garage in Bellevue, Washington. It was like many famous companies, like Apple and Hewlett-Packard, that started in garages too. Jeff's garage was not fancy. It was a normal garage attached to his house. It was not warm in the winter, and it could be hot in the summer. But it was his first office. He needed desks to work at. He didn't buy expensive desks. Instead, he went to a store called Home Depot. He bought doors. Yes, doors. He used wooden doors as desks. They were cheap and strong. These door desks became a symbol of Amazon's early days and how they were careful with money. Jeff and Mackenzie worked very hard. They had long days and nights. It was not easy to start a new company. They had to do everything themselves. Jeff was the boss, but he was also doing many jobs. He was planning the website, talking to book companies, and even packing boxes. Mackenzie helped with the money and kept track of everything. In the beginning, it was just Jeff and Mackenzie, but they knew they needed help. Jeff needed someone who knew about computers and websites. He found Shel Kafan. Shel was a programmer. He was very good at computers. Jeff had met Shel before, and he convinced him to come work for Amazon. Shel was the first real employee of Amazon. Shel was very important. He helped Jeff build the Amazon website. In those days, websites were new and not easy to make. Shel wrote the computer code. He made the website work. He made it possible for people to buy books online. Shel was a quiet and serious man, but he was very talented. He worked with Jeff in the garage. Another person who joined early was Paul Davis. Paul was also a programmer. He helped Shel with the website. Paul was from England. He was also very good at computers and websites. With Shel and Paul, Jeff had a small but strong team. They were all working in the garage, building Amazon from zero. These early days were exciting, but also difficult. They didn't have much money. They had to be very careful with every dollar. They worked on old computers. Sometimes the power would go out in the house because they used too much electricity. But they were passionate about their idea. They believed that people would want to buy books online. Jeff's parents, Jackie and Mike Bezos, also helped. They believed in Jeff and his idea. They gave him some money to start the company. It was a big risk for them. Jeff told them there was a big chance they could lose all their money, but they trusted Jeff. Their money helped Amazon to grow in the beginning. Even though it was hard work, there was also fun. They were creating something new. They were working together as a small team. They believed in their idea and in each other. They were building Amazon, step by step, from a small idea in a garage to a real company. These early days were the foundation for everything that Amazon would become later. It was the start of the Everything Store. Chapter 5. Books Online. Amazon started with a simple idea, selling books on the internet. Jeff Bezos thought about what people could buy easily online. He made a list of many things like software, clothes, and music. But one thing stood out: books. Why books? There were a few reasons why books were a good first step for Amazon. First, books are like commodities. This means that one book is the same as another book. If you buy a book in one store, it is the same book in another store. People know what they are buying. This is good for selling online because people don't need to see or touch the book before they buy it. They know what The Hobbit is, no matter where they buy it. Second, there are many books in the world, much more than in a normal bookstore. A big bookstore like Barnes & Noble has many books, but not all the books. Online, Amazon could have a very, very big store with almost every book. Jeff knew that people like to have choices. More choices mean more happy customers. Third, there were already companies that helped stores get books. These companies are called distributors. Two big distributors for books were Ingram and Baker and Taylor. This was good for Amazon. Jeff didn't have to talk to thousands of book publishers one by one. He could work with these distributors to get books for his online store. So, Jeff decided to start with books. He wanted to make the biggest bookstore on earth, but online. He started building a website. The first Amazon website was very simple. It was mostly text. It was not very pretty like websites today, but it worked. On the website, people could see many books, more books than in any store they knew. Amazon said they had 1 million titles. This was a very big number for books at that time online. People could search for books by title or author. They could see the price of the book. They could buy the book. When someone bought a book, something special happened. A bell would ring in the Amazon office. Everyone would gather around to see who bought a book. At the start, it was often someone they knew, a friend or family member. Amazon did not keep many books in a warehouse at first. When someone ordered a book, Amazon would order it from the distributor. Then, the distributor would send the book to Amazon. Amazon would then pack the book and send it to the customer. It took about a week for a customer to get their book. This was slow compared to today, but it was new and exciting at that time. Even in these early days, Amazon tried to keep prices low. They offered discounts, especially on popular books. They also started something new: book reviews by customers. People who bought books could write what they thought about the book. Jeff believed that these reviews would help other customers choose books. Even bad reviews were okay. He said, "We make money when we help customers make purchase decisions." The first few weeks were amazing. People all over the USA, and even in other countries, started buying books from Amazon. It was a small start, but it was a start of something very big. Amazon began as a bookstore, but it was always Jeff's plan to sell much more. Starting with books was just the first step on a very long journey to become the Everything Store. Books online. This simple idea changed the world of shopping forever. Chapter 6. More than books. Amazon started as a website to buy books. It was very good at selling books online. People liked it a lot. But Jeff Bezos had a bigger idea. He didn't want Amazon to be just a bookstore. He wanted to sell everything. Think about it. When you go to a store, you can buy many things. Food, clothes, toys, and books are all in one place. Jeff Bezos wanted to make Amazon like that, but online. He wanted people to find anything they needed on Amazon. So, Amazon started to sell more than just books. One of the first new things was music. People could buy CDs on Amazon. Then, they started to sell movies too, on DVDs and videos. After that, Amazon added electronics. You could buy TVs, computers, and cameras. Toys were another big thing. Amazon started to sell toys for children of all ages. It was becoming a store with almost everything you could think of. You could buy things for your home, for your garden, even for your car. Why did Amazon sell so many different things? Jeff Bezos knew that people wanted to have choices. If Amazon had many things to buy, more people would come to the website. It was like a very big store with lots of shelves. In a normal store, shelves are limited. But on the internet, Amazon could have almost unlimited shelves. Selling new things was not always easy. Books are all quite similar. A book is a book, but toys are very different from electronics. Clothes are different from food. Amazon had to learn how to sell and send all these new things. They needed new warehouses to keep all the products. They needed to find new companies to buy these products from. It was a lot of new work. But Amazon was good at learning new things. They learned how to sell music and movies well. They learned how to get toys and electronics. People started to see Amazon as more than just a bookstore. They saw it as a place to buy almost anything. One of the first new things that did very well was music. People liked buying CDs on Amazon. Movies were also popular. Amazon became a good place to buy DVDs. This showed Jeff Bezos that his idea was working. People wanted to buy more than books online. Slowly, Amazon started to change. At the beginning, it said, "Earth's biggest bookstore" on its website. But that was not right anymore. Amazon was bigger than a bookstore. So, they changed it. They started to say books, music, and more. Then, they changed it again to Earth's biggest selection. This was the big change for Amazon. It started as a bookstore, but it became much more. It was becoming the everything store. Jeff Bezos' idea was growing bigger and bigger, and Amazon was changing the way people shopped. It was not just about books anymore. It was about everything. Chapter 7. Tough Times. After the first few years, Amazon was growing fast. Many people were excited about the internet and online shopping. But then, things became difficult. It was around the year 2000. This time is called the dot-com bust. It was a tough time for many internet companies. Imagine a bubble, like a soap bubble. It gets bigger and bigger and looks very strong. But then, suddenly, it bursts. This is like what happened with internet companies. For a few years, people were very excited about them. They invested a lot of money. The stock market went up, especially for internet companies. But it was not real. Many of these companies were not making money. They were spending a lot, but not selling enough. Then, the bubble burst. The stock market crashed. This means the prices of stocks went down very quickly. Companies that were worth a lot of money suddenly became worth much less. People started to worry about internet companies. They asked, "Are these companies real businesses? Can they really make money?" Amazon was also in trouble. Even though many people were buying from Amazon, the company was still losing money. It was spending a lot to grow fast. It was building big warehouses and hiring many people. But it was not making enough profit. Then, a man named Ravi Surya, who worked as a financial analyst, wrote a report. He said Amazon was in big trouble. He said the company might run out of money soon. This report made people even more worried about Amazon. The price of Amazon's stock went down a lot. It was a very stressful time. Jeff Bezos and his team knew they had to do something. They had to make changes to save the company. They decided to stop spending so much money. They needed to be more careful. They started to focus on being efficient. Their new idea was, get our house in order. This meant they needed to fix the problems inside the company and make it stronger. One of the hardest things they had to do was to lay off people. This means they had to fire some employees. It was a very difficult decision. Many people lost their jobs. It was a sad time at Amazon. People who worked there were worried about the future. Would Amazon survive? Many people outside the company also started to doubt Amazon. They thought maybe it was just a fad, and it would disappear like many other internet companies. But Jeff Bezos stayed calm. He was still determined. He believed in his idea and in Amazon. He told his team that they should focus on customers and keep working hard. He said that in the long term, Amazon would be successful. He had faith in his vision. Even though it was hard, Amazon found a way to get more money. They sold bonds to investors in Europe. This gave them some extra cash to keep going. It was a risky time, but Amazon kept fighting. These were very tough times for Amazon, but they were not ready to give up. They had to work harder than ever to survive. This difficult period tested everyone's belief in Amazon and Jeff Bezos' big dream. Chapter 8. Keep going. Amazon was in trouble. Many people said Amazon would not survive. It was the time of the dot-com bust. Many internet companies closed. Some people thought Amazon would be next. The stock price of Amazon went down a lot. This means the company was worth much less money. Some people on Wall Street, the place where people buy and sell stocks, said bad things about Amazon. One analyst, a person who studies companies, even said Amazon would run out of money. This made people worry. Some people started to sell their Amazon stocks. This made the price go down even more. Inside Amazon, many people were worried too. They had worked very hard for the company. They had believed in Jeff Bezos and his big idea. But now, it looked like it might all fail. Some people left the company. They thought it was time to find a new job, a safer job. But Jeff Bezos did not give up. He was different. He was very strong. He had a plan. He told everyone at Amazon, "We need to get our house in order." This means they needed to fix the problems and make the company strong again. Jeff Bezos started to make changes. He wanted Amazon to be more efficient. He wanted to stop wasting money. He told his team to be careful with money. He wanted them to think like they owned the company. He wanted everyone to work hard and smart. He also told them to keep focused on the customers. "We are genuinely customer-centric," he said. This means Amazon always puts customers first. He wanted to make customers happy. He believed if customers were happy, Amazon would be successful in the long run. Jeff Bezos was also long-term oriented. This means he thought about the future, not just today or tomorrow. He knew it would take time to make Amazon profitable, to make money. He was patient. He believed in his vision for Amazon, even when other people did not. And Jeff Bezos genuinely liked to invent. He always wanted to create new things. He liked to try new ideas. He was not afraid to fail. He said, "It's easier to invent the future than to predict it." He wanted Amazon to be a company that always invented and improved. Even when things were very difficult, Jeff Bezos kept his energy. He was still excited about Amazon. He still had his famous laugh. He inspired the people who stayed at Amazon. He made them believe that Amazon could survive and even become great. He told them to get big fast in the good times. Now, in the tough times, he told them to get our house in order. He changed the plan, but he did not change his goal. He still wanted to build a lasting company, a company that would change the world. He kept going, and he made sure Amazon kept going too. He had faith in his idea, in his team, and in the future of Amazon. Chapter 9. Amazon Wins. Amazon became very, very big. It wasn't easy at first. Remember when Jeff started? Just selling books from his garage? But Jeff had big ideas. He wanted Amazon to be more than just a bookstore. He wanted it to be a store for everything. Slowly, Amazon started to sell more things. Not just books, but music and movies too. Then toys, electronics, and clothes. It was like a giant store online. You could find almost anything you wanted on Amazon.com. People liked shopping on Amazon. It was easy. You could shop at home anytime you wanted. You could find many things in one place. Amazon also made it fast. They learned how to send things to people quickly. This was new for shopping. Amazon changed how people bought things. Before Amazon, you usually went to stores. Now, many people started to shop online. Amazon was one of the first big online stores. It showed everyone that you could buy almost anything on the internet. Other companies learned from Amazon. Many stores started to sell online too. The internet became a big place for shopping. Amazon was a leader in this change. It helped make online shopping normal for people all over the world. Because of this, Amazon grew very fast. More and more people used Amazon. The company made more and more money. Jeff Bezos became one of the richest people in the world. His idea from his garage became a giant company. Amazon also started doing new things. It didn't just sell things. It started helping other companies sell things online too. This was called Amazon Marketplace. Small businesses could sell their products on Amazon's website. This made Amazon even bigger. It became a place where you could buy from Amazon and from many other sellers. Amazon also started something called Amazon Web Services. This was different from selling things to people. Amazon Web Services helped other companies with computers and the internet. Many websites and apps today use Amazon Web Services. This made Amazon a big company in technology too, not just shopping. Amazon had won in many ways. It became the biggest online store. It changed how people shop. It became a giant company that did many different things. Jeff's dream of an everything store was now real. People could buy almost anything they needed from Amazon. But it was not just about selling things. Amazon showed that with a big idea, hard work, and never giving up, you could build something amazing. Jeff Bezos took a small idea and made it into a company that changed the world. Amazon was not just a company anymore, it was a part of modern life. Chapter 10. Why Jeff is Rich. Jeff Bezos is one of the richest people in the world. How did he become so rich? It wasn't just luck. Let's look at some reasons why Jeff Bezos became so successful. First, Jeff Bezos worked very, very hard. From the beginning of Amazon, he worked long hours. He wanted to build a big company, and he knew it would take a lot of effort. In the early days, he even packed boxes himself. This hard work and dedication was important for Amazon's success. He didn't stop when things were difficult. He kept going, even when Amazon was losing money for many years. Second, Jeff Bezos had smart ideas. He saw the internet was going to be big very early. He had the idea to sell books online when almost no one was doing that. This was a new and smart idea at the time. Then, he didn't just stop at books. He had a vision for an everything store. He wanted to sell all kinds of things online, not just books. This big vision helped Amazon grow into the giant store it is today. Third, Jeff Bezos took risks. Leaving his good job on Wall Street to start an online bookstore was a big risk. Many people thought he was crazy, but he believed in his idea and took the risk anyway. He also took risks by expanding Amazon into new areas, like selling music, movies, and even electronics. In creating Amazon Web Services, AWS, was a huge risk too. These risks, even when scary, helped Amazon become innovative and powerful. Fourth, Jeff Bezos always focused on the customer. He wanted to make customers happy. He made sure Amazon had good customer service and low prices. He listened to what customers wanted and changed Amazon to meet their needs. This customer focus helped Amazon get many loyal customers who kept coming back to buy more. Fifth, Jeff Bezos thought about the long term. He didn't just focus on making money quickly. He built Amazon for the future. He knew it would take time to become profitable, but he was patient. He made decisions that would benefit Amazon in 10 or 20 years, not just next year. This long-term view is rare and very important for building a lasting company. Sixth, Jeff Bezos was frugal. Even when Amazon became big, he kept the company frugal. He didn't waste money on things that didn't matter to customers. He made employees pay for parking and snacks. This frugality helped Amazon save money and invest it in important things, like new technology and lower prices for customers. Seventh, Jeff Bezos always wanted to invent and innovate. He didn't want to just copy other companies. He wanted to create new things. Amazon invented new ways to shop online, new kinds of devices like the Kindle, and new technologies like cloud computing. This innovation kept Amazon ahead of other companies. Finally, Jeff Bezos was very determined and resilient. Amazon faced many challenges, including the dot-com bust. Many people thought Amazon would fail, but Jeff Bezos never gave up. He kept going, even when things were very difficult. This determination and resilience helped Amazon overcome problems and become stronger. So, Jeff Bezos became rich because of a combination of these things: hard work, smart ideas, risk-taking, customer focus, long-term thinking, frugality, innovation, and determination. It wasn't just one thing, but all of these things together that made him and Amazon so successful. His story shows that with vision and effort, you can achieve big things. Conclusion: Jeff Bezos' story is truly amazing. He began like many people, with a simple idea. But his idea was special: to sell books on the internet. At that time, the internet was very new, and not many people bought things online. Jeff saw a chance, and he took it. He started Amazon in his garage. It was not easy. He worked very hard, for many long hours. He had to learn new things and solve many problems. He found smart people to help him. They built Amazon step by step, from a small online bookstore to a giant store that sells almost everything. Jeff was not afraid to try new things. He took risks. Not all of his ideas worked, and Amazon faced tough times. Some people thought Amazon would fail, but Jeff did not give up. He kept going. He believed in his idea and in his team. Because of his hard work and his big ideas, Amazon became very successful. It changed how people shop and how businesses work on the internet. Amazon became one of the biggest companies in the world, and Jeff Bezos became one of the richest people in the world. His wealth is a result of his choices and his actions. But Jeff's story is not finished. He is still working and still has big dreams, like going to space. His life is a good example for everyone. It shows that if you have a good idea, work hard, and never stop believing, you can achieve great things. Jeff Bezos' journey is still happening, and it will be exciting to see what he does next. His story continues to inspire people all over the world.
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.